The 49ers kind of had their way. There's no doubt about it. Now, if we look at the big picture, step back, where are the 49ers offensive ranks amongst the other 32 teams? Again, this is before Monday Night Football. We're recording this, so really it's 28 teams. Here's where they rank, at least the top of them. First in rush attempts, which is Kyle Shanahan's thing. We're averaging 41 rush attempts per game. That's crazy. Third in rushing touchdowns, fourth in rushing yards, sixth in interceptions, only throwing one interception. Control the ball on the ground, long plays, long drives, and don't turn the ball over. It's not a surprise. If you've ever watched Daddy or Son Shanahan, that's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. Now, if we look at these individual performances, man, and again, like I said, Patreon, first half's already up on the offense. I loaded that right before I went live with you guys this morning. As soon as the film came up, I was like, let's go, let's go. And after I finish this, I'm going to do a whole nother thing over there. Aaron Banks, number one rated player, baby. He has been positive back-to-back weeks. 77.7 grade was just incredible. Played really well. A lot of highlight reel type blocks, which that's new for Banks. That is incredible. Deebo Samuel came in second, 73.3. Trent Williams, 73.3. Jeff Wilson Jr., all right, 72.5. I thought he played well. I really did. I didn't think he was great. I thought he was really, really serviceable. And exactly what Jeff Wilson does. Like, if you keep getting that, great. You do need to supplement it, though, with Deebo and with Ty Davis Price. I was very disappointed that Jordan Mason didn't get any snaps. Man, you were up so many points late in the fourth. Why not go put Jordan Mason in, let him get some work? I just didn't get it. Why are you still running Jeff Wilson, who had so much work in the game? Like, again, if you want to talk criticisms, which are fine, you should criticize your team. There's a big difference between criticizing your team and try to say you should fire a coach that was just in the NFC Championship last year. That's just asinine, in my opinion, but that's okay. Yeah, there are criticisms. Why not develop some of these younger guys that you're going to need whenever the plays didn't matter? And so the fact that you're running Jeff Wilson Jr. with like less than a minute left and you're up 20 points, I don't understand that whatsoever. Deebo and them still in the game, I don't get that. Get Denny Gray out there. Get Ray out there. Get all those guys out there. Get some backup alignment in there. Let them get some snaps. But hey, man, that's their prerogative. Ayuk finished fifth, McGlinchey sixth. Jimmy Garoppolo was seventh with a 66.5 grade. We'll get into his stuff just a little bit more. Juwan Jennings, I got to talk about. Juwan Jennings was unreal. Jumped off film. So what is Pro Football Focus, right? It brings an analytical snapshot to what happened repeatedly. Okay. Because again, there's 76 snaps on offense. This grades out every single one of them. So if you're looking for the highlight or the low light, PFF, that's probably not going to show up on there. But this shows the consistent nature of those 70 plus snaps. And let me tell you this, Juwan Jennings played 35 snaps out of 76. Run blocking, dude was bullying people. They put him a couple plays into the Kittle role. He was doing Kittle's backside samurai blocks where he goes and takes on a defensive end, or he does the kick out block. Everything's flowing to the right. He goes against the grain, and he was freaking owning people. You saw the fight at the end of the game between him and Diggs. He almost drew a penalty against Diggs. It wouldn't have been against him. Dude, he had an 89.1 blocking grade. To put that into perspective, the next highest grade was Trent Williams with a 72.4. Dude scored a 17 point, I'm smart, higher grade than freaking Trent Williams. Run block, and Trent Williams was great. He was awesome. Juwan Jennings was great, man. Thank you, Shot Jay. He says, like, subscribe, Patreon, support the show. I love it, man. I really do appreciate that. And I'll say this. The running game was everything. Listen to Shanahan talk about running the ball 45 times.
We always want to run the ball. We definitely didn't have a goal of 45, but usually that means some good things are happening. That means your defense is playing well. It means you're controlling the clock, and it usually means you're doing all right on third down.
And that is exactly what took place. 49ers just ran the ball, and it was successful. Now, it did take a huge drop whenever Jimmy Garoppolo came in, the running efficiency for sure, but he was able to supplement that with throwing the ball on some third downs and getting some first downs that way. So it's interesting. It's going to look different. We've seen Jimmy back there. We know what it takes to win with Jimmy. Defense has to be great. Running game. Now we are going to play against some teams that are going to do that 6-man bear front and force Jimmy to beat them through the air, which we saw, I think, 4 straight weeks. Week 17, week 18, wild card, division round. Like we saw it during those times. We're going to see it again. We are going to see it again, especially when we play the Rams. Make Jimmy G beat you. That's the new way to stop the 49ers. And he's going to have to prove it. He's going to have to prove it. Now, when all those things happened, he had the injured hand and the shoulder and all that stuff. We'll see here. We'll see. He's got some time. Hopefully, he can answer that call. I'm happy Jimmy Garoppolo is our quarterback. I hate that Trey Lance is hurt, but I like Jimmy. I love Jimmy. Now, worst graded players. And I thought this was a little alarming. Tyler Croft was the lowest rated player. He got injured as well. Not sure what the long term issue is with that. It was a knee issue. But Kyle Juszczyk and Jake Brendel, back to back weeks, bottom 3 graded players. And Juice made some good plays, but man, he made some bad plays as well just in the first half. Jake Brendel, he's either great or bad. He's the opposite of consistent, and that bothers me. It really, really does. Now, before we jump into some more stuff, some more detailed approaches, real quick word from our sponsor. While the Chargers and Chiefs prepare to battle for the AFC West on Thursday night, prepare for your winning season at MyBookie. Some like to bet to earn, some want to bet to make it more exciting. Either way, MyBookie gives you the most for your money with a double deposit bonus. It's quick. If you put in $250 deposit, you get $500 in your account instantly, and you can use your funds to bet on as many games, contests, props as you want. All you have to do to claim your bonus, head to mybookie.ag and use promo code 49ERS. That's 49ers, designed to add more excitement to the games and the sports you love. It's only week 2 of the NFL season, which means there's still plenty of time to get in on the action. So don't miss out. Head to mybookie.ag and use promo code 49ERS. All right. So if we look at just pressures allowed from the offensive line, such a clean game. 0 sacks. Again, there was a sack, but that was a extra blitzer that came, so it's not attributed to the offensive lineman. 0 quarterback hits allowed. 2 pressures. The 2 pressures, one was by Trent Williams, one by Aaron Banks. Spencer Burford keeps coming out clean. And, if we're talking about who I think Jake Brendel had a bad game again, he had a couple miscommunications. But if Brunskill comes back healthy, which I doubt he'll be back this week, Brunskill should get some work at center. I'm just saying, like that's a reality that needs to happen. Now, one of the most important things from the game that I thought was Jimmy Garoppolo's willingness to throw the ball outside the numbers deep. We haven't seen that. Now, it was Trey's game plan, which that's a Trey thing, but it was so successful. Drew 2 pass interference penalties. And, he didn't complete any pass over 20 yards, but he did draw 1 penalty. And it flexes the defense back. So I'm hoping maybe Jimmy Garoppolo's shoulder is healthy. Kyle Shanahan will trust him to air it out. And you don't have to go to just Jimmy Garoppolo throwing it just between the numbers, 10 to 15 yards. That's not a successful way to win a Super Bowl. And so now that you're going into this, and now you're in week 3, you're in first place, you're 1-1. Every team in the NFC West is 1-1, but the 49ers are in first place because they have the only divisional win, which is important. And again, step back, put perspective into this. You got a divisional win against a team that has kicked your butt for over a decade in divisional play. You've always done fairly well against Arizona, and you've always dominated the Rams. So if you could just maintain those things while also beating Seattle, you win your division, you're in. You get into the playoffs. We have seen this roster is built to contend in the playoffs. You just got to get there. You got to get to the dance. So 49ers are in great position. I'm excited about that. But you got, again, squishy banana. Kyle needs to trust his quarterbacks. Yes, you got to trust Jimmy. Let him be salty. Let him talk trash. I don't know if I don't have this clip up right now. But yeah, he was a little salty. Like he even said, yeah, I was just kind of out there winging it. Reminded me of 2017. We didn't really have the game plan and all these different things we were trying to do. I was just out there throwing the ball. Let him. Let Jimmy cook. Is that an actual like thing? Oh, I feel gross just saying that. I love this. From SC Wirus. Oh, S Cyrus. There we go. Love that take on Jimmy G. He's got something to prove and hope he stays aggressive. Yes, salty freaking Jimmy is a great thing for the 49ers. It really, really is. And I hope that's just his attitude. Because when was the last time we saw Jimmy play elite level football? It was those 5 weeks, the 2017 season, right? When it was the last year of his contract, he was playing for his future. He went out there and just cut people up. Maybe he's back now. He came out week 3 versus the Chiefs, tore his ACL that next year. Uh, Myself and a lot of other people would argue never looked the same. Quit stepping into his throws at that point, and it was just all just kind of arm whatever. But if his shoulder is healthy and if he's finally healthy and recovered, man, let him do this stuff, man. Yeah, chip on the shoulder, playing for a contract. That's a great thing. Yeah, a lot of people were talking about the incentives that he took a huge pay cut, but he put it all in incentives. And guess what? He's going to get it all back. And I hope Jimmy gets every damn penny because if he does, that's best for the 49ers. That's best for this season. It's best for the team, the fans. It's best for him. I love to see people get paid. Now, Jimmy's been paid a lot. Uh, and hey, man, go get your money because the better Jimmy plays, obviously, the better it is for the 49ers. But the more money he signs for, again, huge compensation pick for the 49ers coming back, whether that's a third or a fourth round pick. Or if he plays bad, it's going to be a fifth round pick. But again, keep getting those thirds. Keep getting those thirds. Anyway, I'm pumped, man. It's not the it's not the way we wanted it to go. There's no doubt about it. Nobody wanted to be where we are right now. And if you did, stop listening to this show, man. This is probably not the place for you. But you got to be happy with where we are. You feel for Trey. I'm the biggest Trey Lance guy out there. You feel for Trey. But the 49ers are in good hands. And all the people that were saying they botched the Jimmy G situation and all that stuff, just completely wrong.